Something I learned about myself over the past few years is that if a survival game has an engaging storyline, particularly a mysterious one, I'll put up with a lot of subpar features, frustrating gameplay, and even getting the absolute pants scared off of me. Despite the genre's growing popularity and the plethora of games that are being released literally all the time, there's still one game that stands out to me as the best overall single-player survival experience. In Subnautica, you get that engaging and mysterious storyline, but you also get ultra-rewarding research and crafting mechanics, and a clever food and pressure system that is all wrapped up in an incredible underwater alien environment in which sheer terror could be lurking just a few feet away. I'm LootsMcGoots, and I had this experience for the first time in early 2021. Like many others that have played the game, I wish it was possible to experience the mystery and wonder for the first time again. I've been itching to do another run pretty much since the day I finished my first, and thanks to a talented and dedicated modding community, there's still a lot of 4546B that I haven't explored. That said, the time seems right for me to conduct a modded challenge run. Let's go over the details. The challenge part is to survive using only one permanent base. That permanent base will be built in a randomly assigned biome that will be home to storage lockers, a fabricator, a medkit fabricator, and enough energy generation to ensure I'll have oxygen when I arrive. Beyond that, I can only use my initial life pod. I will not build any other housing in any other area in the map. I've installed a number of other mods that will make my time on 4546B quite interesting to say the least. There's the Altera Sea Voyager, which adds another ship to the game, Aqueous Engineering, which adds more base building options, and I only get one after all, custom inventory colors to make things easier for me and the viewer while playing, Snap Builder and Terraforming for setting up the initial base, Ecocean, which makes the oceans more realistic and adds currents and more life to the atmosphere, Reef Balance, which is mainly some quality of life tweaks, especially in regards to inventory space, the Bloop and Blaza de-extinction and random creature sizes to always keep me on my toes, and last but not least, a massive mod from Rika called C2C, which adds a few new biomes. Yeah, except that last one's not doing it for me. After I began my first few hours of the playthrough, I decided to actually read what all the C2C mod does. The chief effect of C2C is to add the need for the player to have explored nearly the entire map rather than only a small handful of regions absolutely required to progress the story or collect important resources. If you know anything about me, you know that I'm not into grindy games just for the sake of grinding. And while a lot of the description of the C2C mod sounds absolutely incredible, that bit for me is just a deal breaker. Now, why would I read the mod description more carefully after installing, you may wonder? Falling down the proverbial rabbit hole, I came across a video from Last Bacon which had just been released. In the first minute of that video, Bacon describes a mod that promises to add so much content it's like an entirely new DLC pack for the game. That mod is called Subnautica, and after checking it out, I realized that this was the way to go over C2C. And just a note, I'm sure C2C is a fabulous mod, but I just know myself as a player, and I won't end up finishing a game if it seems artificially lengthened. Except that one time I finished Mafia 3 because I was convinced there was going to be some sort of amazing payoff for all my time sunk into the exact same gameplay loop in order to progress to the end. Okay, let's get this thing rolling. And by that, I mean let's get the dice rolling to determine where my one and only permanent base is going to be. I've included a list of all the biomes you can teleport to by console, and by the grace of RNGesus, I'll be taking a one-way trip to the lovely Koosh Zone. All things considered, I feel like that's a pretty merciful location. From here, I'll set up a base that consists of a multi-purpose room, hatch, a few storage lockers with water bottles and nutrient blocks, a fabricator, a medkit fabricator, and enough energy to make sure I can breathe when I arrive. Plus, a beacon labeled Home Sweet Home to help me find it. This base can have more functionality in the future, but that's all I get for now. And with that, I think we're in for a pretty epic Subnautica run. I'm LootsMcGoots, and I hope you'll join me for the full playthrough beginning in the next video.